on.
Is it broken?
Nah, it's good.
Give me that, let me see. So listen, I'm here in Ghana and I've got big news. If you're an artist or a music professional looking to level up, the Meta Music West Africa tour is your chance. This is a promo tour. That means we are traveling across countries to showcase real talent, your talent, with media coverages, performances, and then massive exposure.
Sign up, your travel and accommodation are included. You get an entry into Meta Music Writing Camp in Nigeria, where you learn the music business, shaping your writing skills, network with top artists and producers from across the continent.
And you get to perform in each country, how to grow your fan base, and we have promotional items that's going to help you make your music expand further and meet large audience.
Spots are limited. Sign up today. Take advantage of our flexible payment plans. This is your moment. Let's go.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I have a very special guest on. Welcome to my show from A to Zo. Okay, D'Aria, I need you to introduce yourself to everyone. I know who you are. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than my previous shows. This is completely unscripted. She and I are going to talk about all kinds of stuff related to public relations. So go ahead, D'Aria.
Okay, so I am D'Aria Hookfin. I am the president of Hooked on ENT, and we is a brand strategist. We do marketing, a full suite of marketing, digital, email marketing, surveying, audiences, you name it. And I'm also the president of Meta Music. It's a music consulting firm and a distribution platform. Mm-hmm.
She is a whole lot more than that. Brand strategist, extremely intelligent marketer with a degree, a master's degree in linguistics. Okay, so I need you to tell me, how in the world did you get started in public relations?
I think it got started in me, if that makes sense. So I was, I can remember my earliest memory. I had to be about 9 years old. And I used to, be big into like Babysitters Club. I don't know if you guys remember, I'm telling my age for sure. And so I would get the kids around the neighborhood to come over to the house and we would have we would have meetings. I'd write out all the little worksheets and stuff. So I realized that that's one aspect of it, right? I was like, okay, I can bring everybody together, but everything that we talk about is good, but how do I let the public know? Like, how do people know to give us money for these things, or to when we're walking in the neighborhood, that this was what, that we're doing something good. Mm-hmm. So I just started like learning how to actually get into media at a very young age. I've been in front of cameras. Talked to teachers at school about what I was doing. They gave me tips. I just literally went knocking each door. Hey, I'm D'Aria. Here's what we're doing. If you want to support us. And this is crazy that I knew this as a kid. I used to growing up in New Orleans, we have this tree called a magnolia tree. Mm-hmm. And the flower smells so good. So I knew that, I could just made a perfume out of it. I just knew that if I wanted to go to people's door, I didn't want to go empty handed. So I was say that, hey, I'm selling this, but hey, here's why I'm selling this for our little group and stuff. And people was just giving me money. And I think that was the start of, public relations. And then the neighborhood started talking and knew that the group of kids was coming together to do this. So they was real supportive. When we used to have, instead of a lemonade stand, we had a Kool-Aid stand in the neighborhood and stuff like that. So I think that was pretty much like my start of like publicity. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Publicity, marketing, branding, brand recognition, name recognition, personality recognition. It all goes right along the lines with public relations. Now, I do want to talk about music artists in PR, because that's who we deal with the majority of the time. I know, both of us have touched on sports. We've been involved in politics, all kinds of stuff, but let's talk about these music artists and PR. I know so many artists who have no idea what publicists do. And for me, my focus has to be on building the background information first, right? Like the EPKs.
Mm-hmm.
You create EPKs as well, one sheets, web pages, that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
Just from me and you working together, like, I want to say it's probably easier for us to just take control and do all of that stuff on our own. I mean, of course we have artist input, right? But for us to just take the wheel and say, okay, I'm going to make this happen, whether you like it or not, because these are the things that I have to have in order to brand you correctly and to market you correctly. How do you feel about putting together all of that background information for these artists?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you touched on it. So one thing I always tell artists is this is my art. All right. So, and even though I have a production side of me, if I'm in that lane with you and I'm in the studio, you're going to respect my input on your song and your music, right?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
if I'm the expert here about your branding, I need you to respect the song that I'm creating, which is your story, and hear me out and try it. It's meant to be uncomfortable. If we were doing everything that everybody was doing, you're going to get the same results that everybody's going to do.
And you know what? That's not what we do. We're in the business of creating stars, right? We're in the business of making people famous. And a lot of that, also the social media side of what they don't do, it drives me nuts. Like, how hard is it for you to record on one day and then you just schedule posts throughout the week?
It is.
You're already on your phone anyway.
No. It is difficult for them. If you're not a structured person already in other aspects of your lives, you are asking of too much. And when people are on their phones, they're still looking at it from the eye of a consumer rather than, spearheading their brand, which is more reasons why you need to get someone else to do it, especially if you're not going to be consistent, because that is my pet peeve with it. I tell people all the time, you could look at my social media. I don't do enough for my social media. I'm not a social person, so I identify with that. However, my brand needs it. So you do see action and things that I have to force myself to do if I want to keep up for my brand, and I can do more. So I myself, as a brand strategist, I partner with other people to, help my social branding. So you're not above that. That's what I tell people.
I cannot wait to get somebody to do my social media for me.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, okay, so for you artists out there that think like, okay, we're just being pushy and we just want you to do all this stuff, we have the same experience as business professionals. We still have to do the branding. We still have to do the networking. We still have to do reach outs. We have to set up all the social media pages and make sure each one is getting the same attention that it should, that we're posting on a schedule according to whichever platform is big at the time, of course. Like, so recommendations for posting. I know Instagram, the best times to post are at like 9 in the morning and 7 in the evening. At least twice a day, you should be putting out some reels. Reels are really important because reels can get monetized, right?
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, you can get monetized after 1,000 followers. You can be monetized, especially if you're going live. So you need to be going live regularly. Even if you're just reading a book for music artists, you guys should be talking to people about your music. You should be going live and singing about your music.
So you can't look. Sometimes it's not in a person.
I know.
And so I tell people, if you're not ready to be real, don't come around me, right? Because I'm gonna even find out what is real for you. Like, let's tap into that. And if you can't do this other part, you have to relinquish control for that because it's still needed. But one thing I hate is a fake artist. You're out there and you're pushing something that I know isn't you. It doesn't translate well. And then nobody believes in me. Do you believe in yourself?
You believe in yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't. They don't believe in themselves because they don't have the people around them who are supportive enough to tell them, nah, bro, that song is trash. You need to do that shit over, or you need to get a new producer, or you need to get a good sound engineer, or you need to take fucking vocal lessons. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. If Whitney Houston and Aretha Franklin have vocal coaches throughout their whole career, why the hell do you think you don't need one out here sounding like Ice JJ Fish? It's disgusting. Nobody wants to listen to that. And then your look doesn't match your music.
Yeah.
Who the hell told you to wear a freaking beanie in the middle of the summertime when you're releasing a summer song? Why would you do that? Branding and look, it matches with your music as well as with who your audience is, right? So you have a love song. You shouldn't be wearing baggy jeans and a belt chain and some Thug Life shirt, and you talking about taking your girl and caressing her in moonlight or whatever. What?
I was say, unless you're about to say you're married to the streets, like that type of.
I mean, for real, but you're not saying that. Like, what is wrong with you? So branding and marketing go a long way. Publicists, we help with all of that. So tell me, D'Aria, how do you take a new artist and start working with it? How do you even decide to start working with an artist? And then we'll go into actual putting in the work with them.
Okay, so for me, it's a two-sided coin because we do just offer artist services. So I don't have to necessarily work with you to provide a service for you. So we do things like service records where we put together all your marketing materials and we actually pitch to labels, things like that. We do distribution where you just upload your music and we push it like that. We have a DJ group. We do consultations. So I don't have to necessarily work with you. So artists that I am attracted to, I'm gonna say like that is, I'm gonna watch how you work. I'm gonna see how you handle certain situations. I'm looking for that rawness in your talent. I can have a few conversations with you, and I can see the ones that just know. If you know it all, where's the room to learn? So that's the first thing. If you're open to, advice and us learning and growing together, then you're more so an artist I would want to work with. But I typically work with about 2 to 3 artists, do about 1 year to 2 year contracts with them. When the contract is up, it's up. And I tell them we didn't make it happen within. It's not that I don't believe in you. It is just time, professionally for me to move. If we want to work, we have to renegotiate the terms, but it's all love. So there's plenty of artists you've seen me that I'm out of contract with, that I still do stuff for. I'm there because I do what I believe in. So if you're an artist that wants to work with me, it's us really working with each other because, it's time to work when you come over here.
For real, because D'Aria does not play around. She and I have worked together on a couple of different projects because I don't even remember. I think the first major one was King of the Slab.
Yeah, King of the Slab.
And that's where I met Spaceship Oasis. And we all have kind of been just in each other's circle. Yeah, constantly still. Love him, by the way. His interview was amazing. But I just, being a publicist, for me, I work directly with my artists because I don't run a large company like you do, right? I'm still kind of by myself doing things with a couple of different companies, but I'm not signed to anyone. I don't have, a large PR firm. But when I start out with music artists, I have a questionnaire that they have to fill out.
Nice.
Those questions let me know whether they're going to take their music seriously, whether they're going to take their advertising and marketing and branding seriously, whether they can listen and know that I'm in their corner. And those questions, it's 27 questions. If you can't take the time out to answer those 27 questions, I know for a fact that you're not going to be able to take the time out to do some work with me. And I set that up after I had a not so good experience with another artist. And first of all, don't ever disrespect your publicist. They are there as a shield. We shield you from all kinds of crap, from your friends, your entourage, which I hate that, to your family, to the
From
public,
yourself.
and from yourself, especially from yourself. You're out here doing stupid shit. We help you with that, right? We do crisis management. We shouldn't have to get to that point if you're taking care of your business like you should. But my questionnaire kind of vets all of that. And then, of course, we're constantly having conversations. We have to be all up in your business.
I told you, I just was on the phone with one right now. Like if you have to air your grievances out to me. I need to make sure you don't go run up in the street and go act off of it. But I'm very transparent in mine. I'm not your therapist.
Right.
So I'm telling you, I am so not that person for you. And I don't play with mental health. So as soon as you start showing signs that there's something you can't, there's an imbalance somewhere, I'm going to tell you to go get some help. And I'm not the right place. And I want to also say this: men going to the gym is not that therapy. Okay, I've been recognizing that people just run to the gym instead of handling their problems face on. And whereas a good release, you need to actually handle it. And so as publicists, that's what we hiding. They're hiding, and we are going to put it out there because we have to. We have to control how this story is going to go. And when I say control, God is in control. All right. So there's only but so much. I tell them all the time that my team sees this. They can attest to this. I'm amazing. But like, I can't work the miracle like that. Like I said, I cannot control time. So if you want to waste time, you need to go over there, wasting time and playing around. It's structured over here. So, yeah.
Also, we advocate for YouTube University. There's not a whole lot that we need to invent on our own, right? We're not reinventing the wheel. If you as an artist, you have an issue and it's something that you don't think we can solve, go look it up yourself. Go look it up. Look, I am all for advocating for myself. And if there's something that I'm not quite experienced with, I'm going to use my resources. I'm going to call people. I'm going to look stuff up. I'm going to take initiative for my own career because my career does not necessarily depend on you. It depends on me. Your career depends on you. So I want all of you artists out here, if you don't know something, go look it up first. If you want to use your publicist as a resource, by all means, that's what we're here for. But I implore you, take the initiative, take the reins of your own career path and steer that horse wherever you want it to go. Because we can only do so much. We love y'all. I promise we do. Especially for the ones that we work with directly. And the producers and the sound engineers and the videographers and photographers. We love talking to magazines. We love getting you up in front of people to speak. But if you don't have the tools to do that first and you don't listen to us, you're going to fail every single time.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to talk about you living in Ghana.
Okay.
Because I'm coming over there.
Come on.
Man, we got to meet up over in Africa. Yeah. I got to get out of North America for a little while.
And I want to correct that statement. So I don't say that I live in Ghana. I'm a global citizen. So I am here partially out of the year. I'm in America out of the year. I'm in Nigeria and about to add South Africa to there. So looking at some places there. Yeah, I'm a global citizen, and you cannot put me in a box anywhere. You can't. I won't let you.
No, I don't think anybody's ever been able to put you in a box, Yara. You have such a huge range of education and of experience, and you use every single tool wherever you go. I admire you so much for how versatile you are in any environment. And a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people are not as adaptable as you are. But so over in North Africa for now, you do festivals and you have like celebrity media appearances, and you're doing nightclubs. You got the radio station. I want to get into some of that of what you're doing over there.
Okay, all right. So I'm over here in West Africa, Ghana. So that's your, little conglomerate of countries there. You got Cote d'Ivoire, you got Burkina Faso. Everyone's hearing about that. You got Benin, Togo. That little cluster, Nigeria, Cameroon of countries. And so I'm in Ghana. I am on a radio. I do YFM Wednesday and Thursday nights. It's one of the largest stations for the youth. That was a very natural step. Because as a publicist, I do media tours. So that just means I take a brand, usually a campaign that I'm dealing with, and how I move them through media. So of course that becomes like the people that you're mainly around. And so I got an opportunity to produce a show, and it ended up becoming a personality on the show. As far as events, my love, my passion, I've been doing this event called Ghana to the Moon. It's a festival that highlights the best in Ghana culture, food, and music. Had a really great run. We're not doing it this year, but I do have a few things coming up underway. I'm still very active in like the community. We do give backs. I'm now working also with Africa Everything, which is a nonprofit also based out of the States. I'm also a board member and the executive director of the Mosiah Garvey Foundation, based in the States and also based here in Ghana. And with them, we do Marcus Garvey Day Gala. And it's been empowering, to tell people who Marcus Garvey is. And I'm sitting here like, well, why do you think there's a black star in your flag? That came from Marcus Garvey. Yes, a lot of people they don't know. They don't know, and so it's our education and spreading the story. Yeah, so we do. When it comes to clubs sign to us for branding opportunities. We have influencers. We just started back our modeling agency back up, and had a really good model call recently. Have some new people we sign on. I'm actually now managing Mercury Quay. He's a celebrity DJ out here who's paved the way for so many Ghanaian DJs, but just the art of DJing itself. It's the first type of award show of its kind. And so you're seeing a lot of them gave birth to a lot of other award shows. What else am I doing here? Ghana. I'm just keeping busy. I've done and I do take on like clients and do like campaigns.
The motorcycle thing.
Yeah, so we do a motorcycle festival called Moto Bodo with my partner. His name is Ken Francis. Ken is absolutely amazing. He is a firecracker. He is so well connected. He's been in the game over 30 years. I mean, he's introduced me to so many like legendary people. I've learned a lot from him, and we have a lot of things in common. And I think that goes just to speak to, finding your family, finding your people who you're aligned with can go across borders. So what I'm doing here is Ghana is I'm just connecting to the things that I've been passionate about. Things I want to explore. We kind of joke with the diaspora that this is the true American dream, because you're able here to try things, you're able to go and not have, that stigma of it has to be this way or it has to be that way, or any of the confines that being in the States can give you. And so I'm always encouraging people, if you don't feel love where you're at, go somewhere else, try something different on different soil, and you'd be surprised on how it may turn out. But however, I do have roots and heritage within, African American. Go back and find out, where bloodline comes from. That's important too, and try to connect with that first. I always tell people that too.
Yes. Getting back to your roots.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I want to go to West Africa. And I want to go to South Africa, and I want to go to North Africa. The whole north side of the continent, because that's the majority of where my family comes from.
Nice.
I did Ancestry DNA just so I could find out. And yes, my family looks like the people in Benin and Togo and in Ghana and Nigeria, and that's been an experience, finding my roots. And then for you to be over there and then seeing all the people that you're around, I'm like, they look like they could be my cousins. For real. Yes, I am going to go to Africa. I'm going to go to a few places in Africa. Me and Ryan are already talking about it. We got passports. We're ready. Because I need to be a global citizen as well, because, things are just public relations wise, things are nuts over here right now. Okay, so VIP socio, because you're also doing VIP socio still.
Yes.
So for people who don't know what VIP socio is, it's kind of like the Black version of Eventbrite. Can you talk about VIP socio?
Yeah, it's like Eventbrite and Amazon had a Black baby. Okay. Because we pushed our culture, we pushed our merch, our events urban. I mean, it's not that it's not for others. This is a really good debate that came up years before. Why just African events? Why just Black events? Well, I say, well, when you want Chinese food, you're going to go to a Chinese restaurant. When you want Italian food, you're going to go to an Italian restaurant. When you want to go to an urban Black event, you're going to come to VIP socio. And what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
We welcome all. We want all to come and experience. You come and experience it anyway. Might as well invest in yourself, or people that look like you, who have the same mind, vision, again, being with that like-minded spirit. And so that's what VIP Social is. We promote the culture. We push the culture. We're there with you. Not many people will say an event ticketing platform will actually show up to your event. Your event pretty well-known, popular, you're doing it. We will come and assist you in multiple ways. We're always looking for sponsorship opportunities, partnership opportunities, because we know it has to come from us first. So
the way for you to build community within the community. So,
exactly.
Yeah, that support, and I've seen that support with VIP Socio at so many different events. It really is a wonderful, and the whole board, like, you all are incredibly intelligent. And
shouts out to Innocent Wami, the CEO of VIP. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so you're from New Orleans, right? And
yes.
You moved to Texas after Hurricane Katrina.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, kind of like a little bit before, because I was military.
A little bit before.
So that's a little different. When you're military, you're going to go where they tell you to go. And so I happened to be in Texas when Katrina happened.
And then some of your family was displaced over here to Texas as well, right?
Yes.
So when did you start PR after that? Like your own, like Hookfin Enterprises, your home company. When did that start?
So I officially registered in 2014. But again, like I said, I've been doing this the whole time while in the military. I was representing people. I was producing events. I was doing it. That's what my first duty station. I was stationed in Korea, and I took a knack into the language. So I learned how to get, in and out of a few things. So when I got out the military and I moved to South Korea, I knew both worlds. I knew what it was like to be a teacher there. I knew what it was like to be military there. So I used that to my advantage. I started producing events where I would bring the military and the civilians together with it. So Yeah, it just kind of always just been like a thing for me. But officially 2014, it was interesting because I didn't really have a name for it. And I'm talking about this is coming off the heels of I've already had multiple businesses. I was helping people start their business, and I was consulting them on their business, and still didn't really understand what it was called, like what's the name for it, until about 2014. I kind of understood what it was. So I was not trained on this in school per se. I got life lessons to train me on it. But then along the line, I went and did some, online certifications, things like that, just to, make sure I was sharpening and, understood what the craft and industry was, and just was going from there.
I'm still waiting to get a call back from NYU Tish on getting. So I applied for a certification for the business of entertainment.
Nice.
Because I really want to make sure that I'm providing an excellent service to my clients. And you guys need to take note. There are a lot of people who have no idea what they're doing. They have no certifications and they're doing really well. There are those of us who somewhat know what we're doing. For the most part, we know what we're doing. And then we are still seeking education. We're still seeking opportunity to train our brain to make sure that we're providing an excellent service for you all. So I highly encourage you to ask for the credentials from your publicists, from marketers, the people that you're working with, to make sure that you're getting what you're paying for, right? You want someone who has more expertise than other people. You want someone who can connect the dots for you, right? They can tell your story and guide your story in a way that makes sense and highlights who you are as a business professional, period. Because your art, just because you're a rapper does not mean you're not a business person. You are a business person. This is a business. We are in the business of making business. So please, by all means, ask for the credentials. Make sure you're getting what you deserve out of the people who are working with you, not for you, because I'm not your employee, but we work with you to make sure that you get publicity, you become famous, whether you have viral moments on TikTok. So I want to talk about viral moments too, because I see so many people who they're a caricature online and it explodes, it blows up, and it's amazing. And they have, behind the scenes, they have the hardest time keeping up with that caricature because it's not who they are. And then the people that I know who have viral moments and it's them, they're that way all the time. And they continue to have that publicity and they continue to get these opportunities to work with celebrities, to be on these TV shows, to act in movies. How important do you think it is for the cult of personality to continue to be yourself instead of creating a character online that you're going to have to keep up with for a very long time until people know the real you?
Yeah, I mean, you just put it like that. Like, how long can you keep it up? At some point it might wear you down, or you might get tired of that. So as much of it, even if it's something that you're pretending to be, just put a plan in place. Like have an extra strategy or a goal in mind to reach, and then maybe you can reevaluate things.
Yes. So do you also think that people need to have an exit strategy from their art and their business?
You need to set goals and really measure what success looks like for you. This goes, I'm going to tell you what it looks like on the event side and from an artist. So I usually give artists about, especially if you're just starting, 3 years, okay? 3 years before you definitely need to make a transition on what methods you are applying. with things, because you have to give yourself time to really, one, you don't even know the business after 3 years. Trust me, you don't. Okay. I don't care what you saw online. If you ain't stepped foot in this, you do not know this business. A lot of these kids don't even know some of the people that came before them that's doing. You have to study music history too.
Okay.
Because a lot of
yes.
Repeat.
I cannot believe the amount of people who I've met, young people who I've met recently, and they've said, who is Minnie Riperton? I'm like, but you're sampling her song. You don't know who that is? How? How in the world is that possible? It doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're sampling an Al Green song, and you don't know Al Grits Green and why we call him Al Grits Green. You are sampling the Isley Brothers song, and you don't know each one of the Isley Brothers in how they've contributed to music history. Get out of here. Know who you are. Know who you are coming behind. If you're a rapper, you should have somebody that is mentoring you, that is also in the craft, right?
Yeah.
I've never understood how you can be in a business and not have anybody that's helping you, guiding you, mentoring you along your path for you to be successful. It's not just your team that does that. Your mentor is part of your team. So let's talk about mentorship. How important do you feel that mentorship is to anybody's success?
Girl, you're one of my mentors. So I'm loving mentors. Billy is one of my mentors. Love him. Your mentor is someone who, imagine like having like a mama, daddy situation / teacher / really good friend / coach, right? Like it's like they can't dwell deep into any one of those categories, but they kind of teeter the line on each of them. Like they're the ones you can't fake with. They're the ones that's gonna force you to be in your face, man.
They will call you out so quickly.
Call you out. I have a total of 3 mentors. So one is Billy, One Love Lounge. My other mentor is Sharon Nelson. She used to be the publicist for Nelson Mandela. She's based out of New York. She will give it to me straight. And then my other one is Curtis King, and the Black Academy of Arts and Letters right there in Dallas, Texas. They don't play. My dream is one day to get them all 3 in a room. I'm trying to promise you, I'm gonna make y'all proud. I'm gonna make myself proud. But it's important to have a mentor because these people paved the way. I just dropped some heavy names on you guys. I'm talking about each of them over 40 years in some aspect of the industry. Okay, not to be touched. They may not be household names, but I promise you they're connected to household names, that those household names would not be there without one of those people that I just mentioned in this industry. Okay, and being able to humble yourself and take those types of lessons so that you don't have to repeat the same mistakes, that you can be bigger and greater, and they're really rooting for you. That's different. It's going to hit different. The energy is different, and you need that type of recharge. They're not my friend. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're friendly. I love them. I know they love me, but they push me to that point. And if I have a problem, I don't care if it's 3 in the morning, I can call any one of them, and talk it out and get direction. And don't come wasting their time either. Don't be just whining and not taking responsibility and accountability for your part in all of it. Okay, because I feel like a mentor relationship is something to be cherished because not everybody has that opportunity to have a great mentor in their life. And that's the reason why we've been rocking with each other for, 5+ years, with them. I do wish I had that kind of, steering when I was a lot younger before any of this. I would have made some different decisions. I was just out there by myself trying to do what I thought was things, but I know that all also attributed to what my story is today. And so I think that's also why I'm very open to collaborating with people because I know what it's like to not have.
Well, the people that you collaborate with are not, they're not newbies. They're not new. They don't have new new, unexperienced thinking. They're very experimental. They're very experiential, and you work with me, so there must be something good about what I'm doing, or how I'm thinking,
Definitely.
and how I'm presenting information for you to continue to have, for us to continue to have a relationship. Um,
Mhm.
and I've learned a lot from watching you and speaking with you in our, meeting of the mind sessions, that we have, in having,
Mhm.
seeing some of the same pain points that we have, and using each other as resources to overcome that as well. So not just having a mentor, but having a network that you stay in contact with, that you appreciate.
Yes, your peers. Hmm.
Exactly. And for, in my case, other music artists collaborating with each other, not just in the studio, because that can come at any time. I'm talking about, man, I used this engineer and he didn't listen to my sound, so I found somebody else. Maybe you should go to them, see what your experience is, and they help me in this way, right? So pooling your resources together, using each other to help each other out, holding each other accountable. You see that right now with like Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, right? There you can see like the kinship and how they're helping each other and supporting each other. Lotto, big, she's a big support for everybody. But um okay. First step in marketing and public relations that an artist needs to take for their
First
career.
step,
First,
organize. Get organized. I've met a lot of artists that don't know how many songs they've done. They have not labeled their songs, content, putting it together, organizing it. Everything is not just because you made a video doesn't mean it's time to go get pushed out. Organize it. Take a look at your calendar. What is the best time for this to come out? Because once you give the public something and you have nothing to follow up, you're just like, you wasting our time. Like, it's a fast-paced society now. You have to keep people entertained, so get organized about that. It is hard starting, so you just have to make sure you just do that. Just start. Finding like-minded people that understand the industry, that can help guide you first. If you're afraid to lock in, ask for a consultation. Pay that little money, get a little conference. That way you can just leave with a better understanding of what things are. So I would say that's the best way to start.
hey, you guys heard it. Get organized. Make sure you have all of your paperwork together. Make sure you are registered on ASCAP or BMI or both. Do your background. Make sure your music is copywritten. Make sure you give credit where credit is due. And make sure you have a team. I cannot stress to you enough. You can go fast by yourself. You can go far with a team, but you cannot go far by yourself. You need people in your corner to help you. Publicists, marketers, branding professionals, they are part of your team. They should be part of your team because they will help you go far, very, very far. Okay, last question. If you were exceptionally wealthy, now this is one question that I did write down, and could have anyone in your inner circle that you definitely trust with everything, who would that be? And it doesn't have to be a person, it can be a description of an ideal person that you would have.
So okay, so like who I would have in my exceptionally wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Who would I have? I would say probably would have like I don't know, like I don't want to pinpoint on a name, but like someone who's like a really big motivational speaker, business person that's always putting on conferences, stuff like that, that people really respect and look up to. I'll have somebody like that on my roster. so that I can offer those types of conversations to my clients and stuff like, here, I can set you up an hour with such and such. Like, I would like to have that, something like that in place. Mm-hmm.
I could see that with you for sure. For me, it would have to be a housekeeper.
Come on, you can come use ours.
Because I trust you with my husband, my dogs, my home, my money, my everything. You have access to everything. I need a housekeeper.
Yeah.
It has to be somebody that I trust. But yes, the motivational speaker for sure. I would like somebody like as big as Tony Robbins, right? I would
Yeah.
definitely have somebody like that I
on
could
my
just
payroll.
Yeah.
So you're not doing no favor. Here, you got to do this. Like, I need to tell them what to do.
Yep, for sure. But yeah, all jokes aside, I do need a housekeeper. Things are starting to ramp up, and I got my trademark filed. Things are moving really rapidly. So we'll talk offline about that. But I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule, because I'll be seeing you online, of course, and we talk, but I really want to thank you, D'Aria. Any last words?
No, I mean, just be yourself and don't be, afraid to try new things out here. We got one life, so try.
Absolutely. Keep trying, keep doing, keep going. Thank you. Love you, girl. We'll talk very shortly. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to my show From A to Z. You have had a completely unscripted experience with two very experienced publicists. So thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Go check out, I'm going to put the links for D'Aria in the captions. Please go check out her pages and go subscribe to her as well, right down at the bottom. Thank you so much. Have a good day.